Let me see if you're online already. It's always dicey. We never know when you've gone online. Okay, it does say that we are online. All right.
Okay, should I switch on the camera then?
I'm just going to call you in. All right. So, good evening, ladies. This is Tata Tea Gold's Iki Suno story session. And this series is a very exciting series because Tata Tea Gold has enabled us to bring out stories of passion and inspiration to you. So today we have one such member from our community, Anupama Jain. Anupama Jain, please join us.
Thank you so much, Neela, for this
Whoa.
wonderful opportunity. And I'm so glad to be here.
What a pleasure it is to have you with us, Anupama. In fact, when I thought Friday evening, Anupama Jain, now there cannot be a better start to the weekend. It's fabulous and fun because your writing is so witty, it's so beautiful. But tell us, how has lockdown been treating you now?
Well, lockdown, I've learned a lot. I've learned to chop my hair. So that's the first thing I did. I chopped off my these fringes, and the rest of the house strictly told me to avoid doing that in future.
Okay. Did you follow a member's video as well? Because a lot of them have been following her video and getting her
Yeah,
their.
I did that. And my husband called me and said, Anu, I love you a lot, but this is something you shouldn't do it in future. So that's the first lesson I did, that, never chop your hair. And I've learned how to stretch the onions or tomatoes because one dish a day and that's it. The kitchen is locked. So yeah, then I've learned how to talk online, how to give lessons online, and how to do Facebook Lives, because Zero Mania did a lot of Facebook Lives with its authors. So,
but you know what? I'm still waiting for that one exciting thing. I don't think many of us can say that we did that during lockdown, but you have done that during lockdown.
yeah,
What is it, Anupama?
I produced a 15-day quick conception and delivery wala baby, 15-day gestation period. Yeah. So this is the latest short story book that from idea to curating to actuality. It took about 15 days and it was out.
Wow. Congratulations on the launch of your second book.
Thank you very much. Actually, it is not supposed to be my second book. The second book was supposed to be Padma's next step in life. Yeah, yeah, it was for the second edit. It was sitting on the editor's desk, but
Okay.
as COVID would have it, instead of luck would have it, as COVID would have it, so that has gone on a deep gestation period. So
Okay.
we are now on the short story, this thing. So it was just brought out like that, an instant noodle wala situation.
So
Yeah.
just like an instant noodle, you have instant book there.
Yeah, but unlike the 2-minute noodles, which never takes 2 minutes to cook, this took actually 15 days. So this is actually to stays true to its names. It's Jhatpat stories.
How lovely. Okay, I can't wait to read it. And the cover page, it just looks amazing. The book cover looks fabulous.
Thank you so much. Again, there also add a little bit of tinkering, It's so the story has been curated. The stories have been curated, edited, and even the cover has been tinkered a bit by me. So keeping fingers crossed. So far, so good. Yeah.
Wishing you all the very best. And members of Gurgaon Moms, her friends and followers, please do pick up a copy. Is it available on Amazon, Anupama?
Yeah, it's available on Amazon Kindle. It's available on Google Books. It's available on Kobo Books. And it's about a week since it was launched. And so far it has stayed in the top 10 of hot new releases on Amazon in short story categories. So yeah,
So how much we love your write-ups. So these short stories will definitely be fabulous.
Thank
So
you
a lot of your friends and fan following, should I say,
God.
all joined you and they've all saying hello to you. So ladies, if you've joined in, do say hello to Anupama or send in your fun, crazy questions. Let's have a fun evening today because we have the witty Anupama with us. So yes, ladies, so match up with your questions, all right? So Tripti just asked, yeah, your name was displaying as Sampada. So I just changed your name right now to Anupama.
So Sampada is actually my daughter. So
Okay.
yeah, when I bought my laptop, I wanted to name my laptop after her. So it remained Sampada.
How
Yeah.
lovely. So I have a lovely family picture of yours here. And it says 2017 June. I think it's a calendar for DLF 5.
Yeah.
I remember this. I remember this. And it's such a lovely picture. Please tell us something about this.
So this was for the 2017 year. They wanted to showcase all the condominium residents, different DLF condominium residents. So since I used to write a lot on my condo pages, I was quite nutcase then. They decided, okay, to shut her up, let her put her on the calendar. So we had on a November, so the photo shoot actually took place in November on the coldest day at 8 o'clock. So they were all jogging. There were people who were jogging in their, thick clothes, and we were in those flimsy saris showing off. And they were staring at us. I thought, this lady has finally lost her marbles. In my house, the calendar hasn't changed. It is stuck to that page.
So I read it somewhere, it is only people who can actually crack a joke at themselves and laugh. They're the ones who have the best humor. So I guess you're just proving it, Anupama.
Thank you.
So we've already started receiving crazy questions. All right. So the first is from Manvi, who asks, if you were a pickle, which one would you be?
Avkai, any day. I'm wearing the red. It's a red hot, typical Telugu avkai that is made of raw mango. Oh my God, that's the spiciest one ever. Yeah.
And yes, spicy. Yes, of course. Yes. So yeah, that brings me to another question. So the Anupama that we know through your writing is witty, is funny, but what is she like at home? And what is your parenting style? How is she? I mean, what is she at home?
I think they call me the dragon mom or tiger mom. And, I'm like, and they're like, okay, it's okay. Just let off your steam. We'll come back and talk to you later.
Can't believe that. Can't believe that.
I'm the one who's going, I have this idiotic habit of, if the books are not straight, I'll just, straighten them, or things are not a little haywire. Then I tend to lose my cool, but they're like, okay, when you finish shouting, we'll come back. So it's
I can't even imagine that side of you, Anupama.
I'm not a chilled out mom at all. I'm a hyper crazy mom, I guess.
And you just said dragon, which sounds, a level more than tiger mom.
Anger from all these things. So yeah.
Okay, so Divya Bali says she's a huge fan of yours and she's so glad for you. She's so happy that you're in the top 10. And says congratulations on your book, and she sends a hi for you. And
thank you, dear ladies. Thank you so much. It means so much.
Okay, so Manvi brings out a very interesting point that you're a Telugu girl through and through. So of course, it's the choice of your pickle as well. But tell us your journey, Anupama.
This thing is, I was the first one to go out of my house among the cousins to go and stay in a hostel. Then I became an example of why girls shouldn't be sent to hostel, because I went and fell in love with a North Indian and that from another religion. Of course, both parties hated it, but doesn't matter. We still got along. Then we realized why they said not to get married.
They realize that, right? No, it happens in every marriage. Don't worry.
Then after 10 years, we realized it's just marriage. It's no longer love marriage because we're still paying the same bills and worried about the same stuff. But we also ran our own mom pop show where we wrote great software. But we were young, we were foolish, we didn't know how to, handle the world. So
you ran your own venture, is it? You gave up your jobs and you started your own venture.
Yeah, we were writing great software. I mean, in those days, any optician worth its salt in Delhi had our software installation. Then we folded it up because.
So when we invited you for Dil Ki Suno, I was only thinking about the storybook part, the books part, but now that you've had before, or probably a couple of Dil Ki Suno moments. You fought against everybody, got this filmy marriage done, and then after that, started a venture.
In my lap, and there was this set of animators who would be in the same room. Nowadays it's the in thing, but we did all that. My son was in my lap. There were a team of animators in the same room, and we were doing all that. Yeah, but then as luck would have it, we had to fold it up because my husband picked up a great job in Hyderabad. Then we roamed around and I came back. Then I decided I had a green thumb because I grew everything, literally potatoes, tomatoes, strawberries, sugarcane, you name it, I grew it.
Okay.
And then we landed in this pigeonhole called DLF property. I think DLF is going to evict me one day. Yeah, then I was
taking off the calendar, Anupama, now.
No wonder I'm going to be on the calendar ever. I mean, DLF is, now Anupama Jain doesn't exist for them.
Come on. You always have a place in all our hearts. Please.
Then in late 2012, my father-in-law passed away. 2013. It was all over in 15 days, It was hale and hearty and suddenly, and that took a toll for my husband because he's the only son. Yeah, and I was discovered with a major illness. My son was in the 11th class. So as God says, it never rains, it just pours.
Yeah.
I had, and there were terrible emotional rubbish happening in the house. So we were literally on the roads when we started it all over again. And I had no energy, nothing left. So thankfully, Gurgaon Moms happened to me. And I used to write all these little notes, and the likes were the aphrodisiac power that I got. And slowly they put the spring back. And one thing led to the other. Then a novel happened. Then I was part of many anthologies, where some of them are here. Then, and then 2 books happened along. In 6 years, this has been my journey.
Thanks for sharing. It's not easy to relive, one of your toughest moments, but thanks for sharing that with us. I have a very sweet picture here.
I love this picture so much. This is so special because I was much thinner then, because here at this point, again, I had a major illness. My hemoglobin had gone down to 5.6. I didn't know that because I didn't realize, but I was thinning down a lot. This is the first time I had gone to Bari Sons. Somebody told me your book is out. It's in Bari Sons Select Civic Mall. So I went and I saw, and this is the first time I saw my book in a bookshop as big as Bari Sons. How else is the first time? Hugging your baby, yeah.
Yeah, that must have been such a beautiful feeling. How did it all start? You said you were a tech writer and then you relocated to Gurgaon, and we know that you started writing everywhere. We used to read your pieces and they were such a treat every day. But how did that slowly get into becoming a published author? How did that come about?
I think there was one day somebody wrote a story on Gurgaon Moms only on adultery.
Okay.
Then I had also written a story on adultery. It was a very sketchy tale. So I shared it on Gurgaon Moms. Somehow it I found so much of traction. Usually people write about the people involved in adultery, either both the spouses. Nobody talks about the effect on children. So I wrote the effect on a child. Then Kiran added me to Write and Beyond, her group, based on this story. Then I saw Readomania advertisement there, seeking stories for their website. I started writing, and I think in 2014, I got an email saying that we would like to take your story and bring it out in a book form. That's the first anthology. I said, who gets emails like this? Some random guy saying, I want to publish a book. I think this is some crazy person. But in those days, people would share their entire, Facebook and Twitter and all that. I said,
biodata and contact thing. Yeah.
I went on his Facebook account and saw this fellow looks quite okay. He's got a family and a child and all. That's Dipankar. And I said, okay, this fellow seems like. Then I called him up. I made my husband call up, there's a number here. This fellow wants to publish my story. Just check out the antecedents. And Dipankar never tires of telling the story till today. I mean, people actually wait for publishers. The person was checking me out.
And this is what you did to the publisher.
Oh my God. And after the first story was out, then I participated in various Readomania competitions. Then I became part of many anthologies.
Readomania has a very special place in your writing career.
Absolutely. I mean, they've actually taught me everything.
Okay. So I have here something for you. Let's see if I get to play it.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. This is Dipankar.
For you.
Yeah.
Not showing for you. Okay.
Are you...
Okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm taking...
Oh, sorry. I think...
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm able to get the video on, but I'll try fixing that. But he has a question for you.
God, this is super special. My goodness, never in my wildest dreams did I imagine this.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. And meanwhile, I'll just fix that. You did talk about how you are a very disciplined person, right? But usually people connect writing with creativity. But it also involves a lot of discipline, isn't it? So what is your writing ritual like?
I may write about funny stuff, but I take my work very seriously, because if there is no discipline and if you don't write regularly, you don't read regularly, it's like, you keep a tawa outside with water, it is going to get rusty. Right? So you got, similarly, your craft, whatever craft that you have, if you don't put out those 500 words or 200 words or 100 words a day, or read at least 1,000 words a day, you're going to get rusty. You may think you're the God's greatest creation, but the world will think otherwise if you're not serious or disciplined about it. Yeah.
Right. So who are your favorite authors, Anupama?
There's so many, but I'll name only two, because those are the people who always, help me out. One is P.G. Wodehouse. Mm-hmm. I hope one day in life I will find, I'm a Bertie Wooster that way. Someday, I'll find my Jeeves, but that seems to be a mythical creature. Then R.K. Narayan, for the sheer atmospherics. The way he sets up stuff, it's all, Malgudi doesn't exist, but he's made it, right?
Yeah.
And Jeffrey Archer for saying so much in so little words. Of course, there are so many there. You have your other authors. Readomania has great authors, by the way, but yeah.
Yeah, now I think.
Hi, Neela. Hi, Anupama. Neela, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to ask this question. Anupama, so here's a surprise question for you. I'll keep it simple. What have been the highs and lows of your writing career so far? Let us know. And do add a bit of sarcasm, humor, and irony if you can. That'll be wonderful. Thank you once again.
the first part is when, the best part has been that, when I hugged my little book, when I went actually to the office to see and sign an agreement with him. The agreement was signed about the first novel after it came into print. So, we were just working, it's just on faith and, verbal this thing. So I went to sign actually when the first book came. So when I held it for the first time, I think that was the highest point. I saw my name there. As for the little tragic point, that the second one is on a back burner because I put my heart and soul into it. And the ironic point has been checking out Deepankar when Reader Man has become such a big part of my writing journey.
True. So there are a lot of people who have said hi to you. Starts from Abhilasha Jain has said hi.
Hi, Abhilasha.
Chavi, Priya Chada, hi Priya to you. Shelja has joined in.
Hi, ladies.
So Trupti she wants to ask you about, you've been a great inspiration. Thank you for helping all senior moms with the group you've created. What was the inspiration behind opening this forum? I think this is another thing that you're very passionate about. I mean, we've spoken about it.
It's difficult of me to talk about that here. I don't know, but
so it's okay.
When my son got through IIT, the rank that he had, we were wondering how best to leverage for his career. The easiest is to, whether the idea was to check whether the branch was to be checked out first or the brand. So luckily we had enough experts whose head he could eat for hours. And he ate those people's heads, But in real life, it doesn't happen like that. There are so many people who, run helter-skelter, who don't know what to do when, and 9 to 12 classes are the most crucial for a child's life. So as I said, why not, start a support group where, but the ride hasn't been helpful. I've got threats also that, we'll try to fix you for you're trying to set agendas, but that's okay. At the end of the day, you're doing it because I don't need the group per se for me, because those my children. I do it only for, it's just you're creating a platform for moms. Yeah.
So that's the thing, the common perception is running a community is probably a simple thing, but actually it's not. There are so
much time. And the worst part is, you get pings and messages at odd hours, at odd times. There are times you can't respond. There are things that you are doing, so many things. But that's...
I hear that all the time, because sometimes you just receive messages in the middle of the night, and
even 12:30 there are messages. Even I'm not a true blue South Indian apart from my food. At 6 o'clock you wake me up, I'm ready to chew off your head. 1 o'clock you call me, I'm in my element. So
nocturnal, is it?
Yeah, thanks to my outlets and jailets. So,
Anupama, there's an interesting question here. Astuti wants to know which other GM member or writer's post do you admire on Gurgaon Moms?
I think Shelja.
Okay.
Because she brings out always, there is that. First of all, I love the way she dresses up the story.
Oh, yes.
And then she brings out the naughty element. So they put a smile on there. And whenever there is something, I'm not looking for something serious, I used to read very, very religiously Manisha's writings.
Yes.
But there's so many lovely ladies. There was the other lady, I don't remember her name, please forgive me. The perspective for dishwasher and washing machine she had put up. I thought it was a terrific post.
Okay. If any of you remember that, please do mention the member's name. I don't recollect either. But Anupama, you are not going to believe, we've not spoken about this before. We did not discuss who is your favorite. In fact, the question just came. But I have here something.
Hi.
Hi Anupama, congratulations. Your second book is out, and I want to wish you a lot of success, and I believe that this book will get as much love and success as your first book, Padma Bani Paula. And I also want to tell you that I really love you, Anupama. I love what you're doing, and your sense of humor is something else. My question for you is, Anupama, when did you first realize that language has power and it could be used as a very strong tool to express yourself? Yeah, so we would like to hear that. Thank you so much. Love you.
The
Wow.
gorgeous Shailja for you.
My goodness, I'm speechless now. This is, I mean, even the question or this was, they were unrelated. It was, yeah. When did I realize? When I could make people buy my book using their hard-earned money, or when I could talk about what was close to my heart and I didn't get any brickbats. And when people said, yeah, we resonate to you with what you say. And there are so many tricky subjects, that I handle in senior school moms. When I write about them, there is always a very tight rope to walk. But when I realize, yeah, I'm able to express myself when there is a lot of resonance that is coming, at that point, it becomes very scary because you have to watch every single word. You don't have, because when your words have the power where you can form an opinion, you have to be extra careful.
While I completely agree with you that words have a special power altogether, but do you think social media these days, I mean, what do you think about the sensitivity level when you put out a post? Because I see you not just, putting a witty post out there, but you take a lot of relevant events, the most recent relevant events, and you put a twist to it and you put out your thoughts on that. When you put that out, how comfortable are you? And what do you think? How do you think the entire social media has evolved?
I think we have learned, we have lost the art of having fun. We become too tight. We become too stressed. We don't have to have an agenda for everything, and we have to watch, like, at least for sometimes if you are trying to, for a humor genre especially, there are sometimes you're going to write about something. If I write about the dynamics between a husband and wife, I don't always have to take the wife's side because I have to come across as a feminist.
Right.
There are enough husbands who are bandied about by the wives. But if we talk
about feminism as well, feminism is about equality.
Yeah,
it's about equality. It's not just that you have to stand by a woman's standpoint all the time, isn't it?
And you say something, at some point somebody is going to be made fun of, in a very, very subtle way. But we don't have to be woke always. We don't have to find an agenda in everything. There's sometimes, if you can just laugh and just move on, it's much easier.
These days, so during the initial days, I think I started coming on social media about 10 years ago. And those initial days were, I used to just write from my heart. But now, I write and I read it, I reread it like 10 times to see if I'm politically right, if I'm this right, if I'm that right. Because I don't know, it's not the same place it used to be. That is how I feel.
And especially, it's become very difficult for me because, you're tying both your hands and your legs. Sometimes humor works when you try to put your foot in the mouth. Everything is tied up. What do you do?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yes, we all.
I just see, okay, the dishwasher post was from Vatsala Sharma or Vatsala Sharma. Yeah.
That was a terrific post. I thought it was so funny, so subtle yet so funny. I loved it. Actually, it is. I mean, all the DLF properties have the dishwasher. They're naam ke vaste. So 90% of the work we are doing it anyway.
That is so true. And Kanika says, we love you for being you, but you always inspire us each time with something new. So stay blessed.
Thank you so much, Kanika. God, thank you very much.
Sent a very similar message. So we'll move on to our next fun question, which is, if you were a cartoon character or a superhero, who would you want to be?
Winnie the Pooh, because I'm ready for food.
Really? Could you repeat that last few words, please? You want to be the Winnie the Pooh because?
I'm always ready for food.
So
I'm also wearing the same colors. I'm ready for food, and give me food. I'm ready. Yeah.
So are you the person who likes cooking, or are you the person who likes eating, or both?
If give me a chance, I'll turn right away into a kitchen nastic. But if I leave the cooking to my husband, then I think I'll have to scrub the kitchen for the next 24 hours. So the easiest part is cook myself.
So when they want to help, it's thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
I have another picture. Can you share something about this picture, please?
This picture is actually a collage. I'll start with the middle one where I wore that green firan. It was on my birthday, so my children had arranged a special surprise birthday party for me, and they had bought a cake, and it had a little badge which said "World's Sassiest Mom." So SAS is actually Sampada, Soumya, Anupama, Sansad, and Sampada. So we are the SAS people.
Wow.
So that badge. And the other ones were the humor awards that I got with my book. The first one with the laptop was I bought this laptop after slaving at my work for a long time and saved because I had to write a novel, but I didn't want to take money from anyone. So I saved the money and I went and brought on a Christmas day. This is on Christmas, so that's special.
This is so beautiful. You followed your passion, and with that, you bought whatever you wanted, the tool that you wanted.
I was very, very sure I wasn't taking money from anyone. I said, I have to earn it myself. And then the last one was when I went to Hyderabad for Hyderabad Lit Fest. So there was this huge banner, and my face was there with my book, with Telangana tourism. And my mother, we went to check it out, and my mother was super kicked. My parents stay in Hyderabad, so seeing my face on the banner, so she was very happy. So she made me pose, and she clicked this picture.
Wow.
And the top one was when I spoke in Asia, and the book fair in Delhi, in Readomania stall with all my books in hand. That was the first time I had a session there,
You're like this Wonder Woman,
Oh my God. Today I'm not going to come back to this earth, I think, till tomorrow. Or till my children ask what's for food.
Oh yes, and then we fall. Thud. So if you had a choice between two superpowers, being invisible or flying, which one would you choose?
Flying any day.
Flying
any day, because I have my bucket list is to see all the wonders of the world, and as the dateline, watch the sunrise at every point. So invisible isn't so fun. Flying is easier, and I can always go and visit my parents and come back in a jiffy.
But when you're invisible, you can see things that you can kind of sneak.
Yeah, but you don't want to. It's easier. Sometimes ignorance is bliss.
So true. So well said.
I'm happier in my own bubble.
Isn't it? Most of the times that is bliss. Yeah. Okay, so I have this picture saved as Anupama in red shoes. Hard to watch out for.
These are actually killer shoes. I love these shoes, but I wear it for an hour. I'm gone for 2 days. But yet I love them so much. So they're always put in a box with proper, wrapping done with, and then taken out, and so that there's no mold on them. So this is the first time I went to PILF, Pune Lit Fest, and we had this author's corner. I think the questioner was asking about my red shoes or something, but it was typically a funny moment somebody captured.
How can they not, right? It just catches everyone's attention. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Any girl's dream. And so so all these photos were taken at the same.
Yeah. The second one, was in what is called a caravan, author's corner, where you read excerpts from your book. So I have, because of my book, I have the luxury of dressing up Indian and Western. So I say, today I'm in Padma Avatar, today I'm in Paula Avatar. So yeah, so one day I was Padma, one I was Paula.
Inspiration comes into your books.
Yeah. Pardon?
How much of real life comes as an inspiration for your books?
The first book, I think, has a wee bit of what I have seen, because here I have to tell you something. Both my my father and my son didn't have so much of hopes that it will sell, and my son sold to his friends that this is my mother's autobiography. This is the life she faced in Delhi when she came from Hyderabad. Nothing can be further from the truth. My father said, it is the angst of a South Indian woman in a North Indian milieu. Again, it's nothing connected at all with the book. And they both haven't read even a single page.
Right.
Yeah. So, except my mother, my daughter, and nephew in California, none of my family have read. They don't have the faith.
Okay.
Yeah. So it always happens in one's home,
It's your book, right? It's like, yeah, we can read it someday. Yeah.
Someday, So the first half is.
What was the first feedback? Whose was the first feedback you received, Anupama? Now that gets me curious, because you're saying a lot of people in the house did not. So who read it?
The first feedback, I think, was from Esha Chakravarti, a friend of mine. And she gave me the nicest compliment. This is a Masi novel written with perfect grammar and sentence structure, where a certain Mr. Bhagat can learn a few tricks of language.
Okay.
That is when you can balance the language as well as the story aspect, you made it.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so we'll end with another question. If you had to be shipwrecked on a deserted island, but all your human needs such as food and water are taken care of, what two items would you want to have with you?
Mobile and his charger. But where will I charge? Okay,
Okay,
mobile and a mobile with unlimited battery and and a battery operated charger maybe. Yeah. Lovely. Because I'm a mobile junkie. Without mobile, I can survive.
So true, so true. And so how do you then, how many hours do you spend on your phone and how many hours on social media? Is that a question that I can ask or not ask? And are your kids around or not around?
Last week, I averaged 5 hours, I believe, per day.
Oh,
so that's a bad this thing. But I am also doing the group and the other stuff. That's how I explain it myself.
It's a lot of work as well, right? For us, work happens on mobile. So
because it's difficult to carry the laptop always and monitor. So yeah, I'm doing it on the phone. Yeah, I'm also doing my online classes on the phone.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why the average goes up. Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. So yeah, you are such a fabulous author. We are wishing you all the very best, especially for the new book. Loads and loads of success and best wishes. All right.
Thank you so much. I can't tell you how precious this past few minutes have been, and I cannot thank you enough for this. And you know how many times I've said it all started here, and it's actually saved me. It came at a very, very bad time of my life. And at that time, I didn't have the wherewithal to think that one day I'll be sitting like this with hope and life. Yeah.
So we are so glad you wrote, because when you write, those few minutes for us, it's fun. It's not just fun. Your writing also gets us to think on very important topics. So thank you, Anupama. Please keep writing, and we'll look forward to everything that you write, your books, everything. Yeah. All right. You take care and all the very best.
Bye.